Today's book is the Usborne Guide to Better Basic, a beginner's guide to writing programs, with lots of programming tips, published by Usborne Computer Books at an original price of £2.25. The book was written by Brian Reffin-Smith and Lisa Watts, illustrated by Graham Round, who also designed it, additional artwork by Martin Newton. So the book covers an introduction to BASIC, how you learn BASIC by studying different programs. Then we go into various example programs to play with, using strings, loops and random numbers, making a soccer database, instant graphics, programs for sorting data, which goes through several sorting algorithms, drawing graphs, extra string handling through a conversation program. They're all written in standard BASIC, but there are conversion routines for Sinclair BASIC, which is of course a little bit different. The book covers all kinds of basic techniques, how to use print, how to do calculations with the importance of BODMAS, or as the Americans call it, head mass, how to use commas and semicolons to say what's on the screen, use of variables, how to use input nicely, use of data to sort of store fields in arrays, if statements, go-to statements. They actually have some complicated go-to statements involving maths, which are very, very clever. Go7rem, arrays, loops, steps, graphics commands, random numbers, strings. So let's start looking at the first program, the word spotter. This program shows how you can combine quite simple basic commands to make the computer carry out complex tasks. The program is a word spotting game in which the computer asks you for a word, then prints the letters randomly across the screen and asks you to spot how many times the word appears. It uses string handling commands, length and random numbers. The Spectrum doesn't support right string and mid string, but there are supplied conversion instructions. Each time it puts a letter on the screen, it chooses a random letter from the word you typed in, and then it also checks for the word by adding the letters from the word to the checked star string, which on the Sinclair is of course C string, and then compares the word you put in with C string. If it matches, that's a potential hit. So let's give this a try. The word spotting game. Think of a short word, try and make it family friendly, which is half the problem. So let's go for something nice and short, maybe the name of an animal, cat, bat, dog. Press enter and we must see if we can spot the word on the screen. Dog, there's one, dog, God. Definitely a good. Can we find a dude? There's definitely a dude. Obviously it's a surfer. So stare at the screen, try and find the word dog. I didn't think it appeared at all, and I'm a loser. It appeared 4 times. Let's try again with a longer word. How about sausage? Everyone likes sausages. They're not bad either. So, try and find the word sausage. The longer the word, the less chance you're going to get it appearing. This is not Infinite Monkeys, Infinite Typewriters. Can you see sausage on the screen, going left to right only? I certainly can't. So I'm going to guess 0, which makes me a winner. The next game is Spaceflight Emergency, which is a space game which tests your mental arithmetic. It shows you how you can use random numbers and how you use some loops and some little special screen effects. It's quite long, most of it are print statements. There's no graphics or sound effects by default. I've added a couple of beeps, a little bit of colour. Essentially you've got nested loops, which are interesting, calculate random numbers, and a few go statements. So it's a little introductory program, but it's quite fun. Let's have a look. Spaceflight Emergency. Awooga, awooga, awooga. Circuit damage, red alert. This is your ship's computer. Danger, danger, cannot calculate fuel rates. As Earth approaches, you must do the calculations. How much fuel, how much time to burn it in. You're going to get all the answers right. Okay, we're starting. You've got 720 fuel to burn in 2 time units. simple maths. Except it gets a little bit tricky. We've got loop statements with varying steps going down. 360 divided by 5 is not 90. That's damage. 240 divided by 3 is 30. Congratulations, you've done as well as I could. You've reached Earth safely. Now let's try it again, and this time we'll try to lose. Auga! Auga! Circuit damage. Divide 24 by 6. Answer is 4. Are we ready? 720 divided by 3 is not 220. 600 divided by 2 is 300. 480 divided by 5 is not that. What's 240 divided by 5? It's not 55. A nice display of stars. The ship is destroyed. Nice and simple. Bit of fun. Instant graphics. This program draws simple shapes on the screen and fills them with a crisscross grid of lines. Grids are often used in computer graphics to help shapes look more three-dimensional or give them a space edge. The program uses the graphics command plot xy for plotting a point and draw xy for drawing a line. The coordinates x and y are measured from the edge of the screen. You will have to convert these instructions for your computer. There are two different ways of writing graphics programs. You can tell the computer to calculate and plot all the points as it goes along and build up the picture gradually, or you can make it do all the calculations first, store them in arrays, then plot the complete picture almost instant. The following program uses the instant graphics approach. I had some problems with this program. Some of it was down to me typing it in wrong. Some of it was down to me not reading the instructions. For example, it draws a square and it needs to know where corner 4 is first, not corner 1, and corner 4 is the top left-hand corner. Starts and ends there, gets a bit weird. You need to work out where on the screen the data is. Spectrum 00 for pixels is bottom left, but for printing data it's top left, which gets confusing. Also, there are errors in the code, which is surprising for Usborne. You've got arrays with multiple letters. You can't have those in Sinclair Basic. You've got dim CX and CY and LX and LY. You can't have them. You can have multiple character variables if they're simple numbers. So I made them X and Y and then L and M. And then it just about worked. I also added a little bit of colour. And there's an option for altering the program, which they supply, and that works quite nicely. So instead of just drawing a square and then filling in the grid, you can ask the user for coordinates. So we do that as well. So first we need to enter how many grid lines we want. Let's have 8. Do we want to declare corners? No. Get the default square. And we draw 8 lines across, 8 lines down. Bit of colour clash. Quite effective, quite interesting. Quite pretty. Do it again. Let's have 6 grid lines. This time we'll declare corners. So where do we want the first corner, X and Y? 0, 0, which is bottom left. Second corner, 50, 0. What exciting shape will I draw? Let's come draw a square. But a different side of the screen. Well, that was thrilling. Let's now try something a bit more exciting. 9 grid lines. We will declare corners. Start on the bottom left. Then go straight to top right. Then top left and then bottom right. Get a nice hourglass shape. Now that is sweet. You can also do like a triangle shape by just making 2 of the corners the same. The next program attempts to make the computer appear to have a conversation with you. Of course, the computer is only as clever as the program you give it, and all the words and phrases for its reply are held in string arrays in the program. The program's main task is to make the computer choose the right words to reply to you. It contains some basic string handling routines, which makes its reply seem almost intelligent at times. The success of such a program lies not only in the structure of the program, but also in the words and phrases you build into it. You could try changing the computer's vocabulary to make it talk about different subjects, or make its replies more friendly or grumpy. So there are a list of frequently used words and phrases stored in an array, various answers, things we can talk about. The source requires some modification for the spectrum, and it's a little bit fiddly. There's a huge number of data lines, some of which contain embedded spaces. Strings on the spectrum require quote marks around them, so you'll see some of the fragments are a bit off in terms of the spacing. But it's interesting enough program. It's a bit of fun, so let's give it a try. This is the conversation bot. Tell it your name. I've increased the speed just about twice, and it just about talks to you. I don't think it will pass the Turing test, but it's an interesting diversion. It shows you how to sort data strings out, better string handling, the parsing responses, and lots and lots and lots of arrays. Oh, now let's know about the blue whale. There are various topics asked about and insults, and adjectives and verbs, and you can just change it. There are also options to have it for daydream mode, where the computer will talk to itself. And there's also an answering you back routine, where it just talks to you back again by changing the pronouns. And it's now insulted me. And now it's upset I don't like it. It's alright. And now I'm tiresome. I typed this in to have a nice chat. I appear to have created a troll. Well, it's not Ben Gunn. What could be more clever than Sir Clive Sinclair, inventor of the things? But spelt correctly, obviously. So it builds sentences out of various fragments. Verbs, adjectives, nouns, starters, stoppers. Oh, now it's just telling me to go away. So, let's take the gloves off, shall we? Yeah, it doesn't like that. Yeah, anything more intelligent than the Commodore 64. How about Rodney Zacks, writer of the Z80 machine code book? And that's upset it. There is a code to count the number of repeats of phrases. So after a while, it will repeat itself after a while, but it gives it, I think, 12 goes before it has a chance to do things again. I'm not calling it out. I think it's failed the Turing test. Then again, I usually would fail the Turing test. And now it wants to talk rude things. Yeah, can't do that. The news is wise, apparently. Dan has been rude again. I've had enough of you. And we're done. That was the Usborne Guide to Better Basic. I didn't do all the programs, but it's rather fun. I'm not a big fan of soccer. I didn't want to enter a database or show graphs. Graphs are interesting because at the time it was quite difficult to do line graphs and bar graphs. Nowadays it's just a piece of cake in Excel. The spreadsheets are available. Lots of little examples, lots and lots of comments, lots of hints and tips, lots of ways of changing how subroutines work, lots of really, really nice stuff. Examples for altering programs, puzzles, different sorting algorithms, bubble and shell. Really nice, especially for 1983. Thank you for watching. That's all for today. Goodbye.